Welcome to another Rim Shots with Sean episode, product review episode. We are here. I just saw this on the back. I didn't see it in take one. How cool was that? Motion Pro Drum Thrones. Chris Potty, my friend, your friend, he turned me on to these. Before we start, I want to say it's December 2nd, 2023. Last night at KISS. Arguably, not arguably for me, other people want to come on and say it, and I'm sure there'll be some comments. The greatest rock and roll show that ever took place, period. Anyway, as Michael Brandvold says, forget the haters, we won. Back to this. So what makes this unique? So Chris told me, he's a guy who has massive back problems. I have back problems from time to time. And he basically tried this Cerrone and says it's the best thing that he's ever used. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's probably the best piece of gear I've ever come across. It was designed by a gentleman by the name of Richard Robert Shaw, who is in the state of Washington, who's a chiropractor. And he's got this technology, it's called the slide, I think it's slide glide technology. And we're going to explain what that means in a second. But anybody that's seen drum thrones, this is a very common kind of design. And basically what it is there's a split between the two pads. The idea is your tailbone rests in the opening so that it's the weight comes off that. Because a lot of times when you're playing, and drums is a very physical sport, and instrument. I get people ask me all the time why I stand up so much in between songs. It's because my legs get sore. Frankly, it's because, you know, the old rump falls asleep. You can't avoid it because basically all your body weight is sitting on this. So if all your body weight is sitting on something and it's your center of gravity, doesn't it make sense that you use something that, is second to none? So a couple of features on this. First off, you're going to see these springs. And somebody would say, well, why a spring? Well, you know what? Think about a jalopy, think about a car. They don't move, but what they do is they give an added kind of cushion. So you have this wonderful pad. I don't have a tape measure, but it's about 3.5, 4 inches in thickness. And then you have these springs, and what it does is it gives you that extra cushion. So when you're moving, the seat actually moves a little bit, but not enough. Everybody sat on those, old, worn-out drum thrones where you're wobbling and you feel like you're on a tightrope. This doesn't do it. The other cool thing, if you look at this, and my trusty camera person can zoom in, this technology, like if you look at these pieces in this bracket, this is not something, oftentimes you get the white metal or something breaks. This is, I guess, a form of white metal. I'm told it's like DW hardware possibly. But you get this plate, this is quality stuff. So when you see it, and you go, okay, well, how good is it? Well, look at this. We got a drum seat here. You just pop it on, and the first thing I'm gonna say, I tried to use this Cerrone at Chris Potty's when I was recording in the studio, and then I got it and I put it on a throne that I have, or a bass that I have. One of the things that I'll tell you, because of the thickness, so you're probably looking at, I don't know, you get 4 inches here, you get the springs. I mean, you're probably looking at a good 6 to 8 inches before you even sit on it. So if you like to sit high, it's great. I like to sit low. It's just the way that I am. I actually, here at Lonnie McQuaid, Dartmouth, go see Nelson, I found a bass that I can almost put right to the floor. And I'm on this now, and it's super comfortable. First thing I'm noticing, I've got some very nice support on my legs, which is key. A lot of people don't realize when you're playing drums, support on your legs is because your legs are always going, right? So I got some support. My back, I actually feel like I'm sitting up straighter, and I'm forced to sit up straighter just the way that the seat is. And you can feel, I can feel my tailbone, like there's no pressure on it whatsoever. So, I mean, Richard's in the States. You can find him online. I think it's In Motion. I'll get the correct website for you, but you can find him online. Hopefully we're gonna see these at some places up in Canada. But I have to tell you, there's a bunch of different models. If you go on their website, and we'll post it on the video, you can see all the different models. He's a small kind of, I don't want to say one-man band, but he's a small business. So one of the things that you can get from this is the quality control is going to be second to none, right? It's not going to be 50, 60 or pounded out in an hour. It might be 50 or 60 pounded out in a year, depending upon what he has. This, I would say, without a doubt, is probably one of the best things that I've ever seen. And I will be keeping this, and I will be singing the praises of it because I'm lucky that I do have a good drum throne, but every now and again you get fatigue in your back, and some of the hardest things are your back, your legs, certainly your hands. Anybody that knows me knows I struggle with that. But this right here, I tell you, it's I think it's a game changer. So I want to thank Chris Potty for tuning me into this. I want to thank Richard Robertshaw for tuning me into this. I will be in touch really soon, my friend, about A, getting more up here in Canada, and B, keeping this one. Go to the website, find them on Facebook, shoot them a note, tell them you want one, because I can tell you right now, more people should be playing this. Hopefully that makes sense. If there's any other products that you want to see us review, send us a note and we'll get it soon.